Stop scrolling. What if I told you that when a woman genuinely craves you, when the attraction is deep and undeniable, her body and her behavior start sending signals she might not even be aware of? These aren't the polite smiles or friendly gestures. We're talking about the raw, subconscious tells, the uncontrollable signs that leak her true feelings. Today we're pulling back the curtain on these powerful indicators. Forget guessing games. If you want to know if she's truly captivated, these are the signs you need to see. The last one is the most subtle, yet the most profound. Let's face it, understanding attraction can feel like trying to read a secret code. She laughs at your jokes, she replies to your texts. But is she just being friendly, or is there something more? That uncertainty can be maddening. We spend so much time analyzing words, but words can be carefully chosen, even deceptive. True, deep-seated desire, that feeling of craving, often bypasses the conscious mind and manifests physically and behaviorally. These uncontrollable signs matter because they offer a glimpse into her genuine emotional state, unfiltered by social niceties or conscious control. Recognizing them isn't about manipulation. It's about gaining clarity and understanding the unspoken language of profound attraction. So what are these powerful, often involuntary signals? We've delved into psychology, nonverbal communication studies, and real-world observations to bring you 7 of the most significant tells. Each of these signs, especially when seen in clusters, can indicate a level of interest that goes far beyond casual liking. We're going to break down each sign, what it looks like, the science or psychology behind why it's hard to control, and, crucially, how to interpret it responsibly. Get ready to become a much more astute observer of human connection. The first and most ancient signal: her eyes will tell you. When a woman truly craves you, her eye contact changes dramatically. We're talking about more than a polite glance. Prolonged, often softened eye contact signifies deep focus and interest. But the real tell? Pupil dilation. When we're looking at something or someone we find highly stimulating or attractive, our pupils involuntarily dilate as part of the autonomic nervous system's arousal response. It's a physiological reaction that's incredibly difficult to fake. You'll catch her looking at you frequently even when you're not directly interacting. When your eyes meet, her gaze might linger a second or two longer than socially normal. It might be a soft, almost dreamy look, or an intense, focused stare that feels like she's trying to see into your soul. In lower light, look for pupils that seem unusually large when she's focused on you. It can be a dead giveaway of heightened interest. Of course, lighting conditions affect pupil size, and some people naturally make more eye contact. Look for this in conjunction with other signs and a noticeable change from her usual baseline. Her eyes are locked on you. But what about her body? It often follows where her interest lies. Sign number 2, the magnetic pull of her physical presence. When a woman craves connection with you, her body will often unconsciously try to close the distance and orient itself towards you, even in a crowded room. This is driven by a subconscious desire for closeness and connection. Our bodies naturally lean towards people and things we are drawn to. It's a primal instinct. This isn't about overt sexual advances. It's about subtle shifts in posture and positioning that signal her focus and desire to be in your sphere. Notice if she consistently positions herself near you in social settings. When you're talking, does she lean in slightly, even if she could hear you perfectly well? Is her torso and feet often angled towards you, even if her head is temporarily turned? Does she find reasons to enter your personal space, e.g., reaching past you for something, standing a little closer than necessary? Consider the environment. A loud bar necessitates leaning in, But if it's a consistent pattern across different settings, especially when combined with other signs, it's highly indicative. Her body is leaning in. What about the subtle ways she mirrors your very being? Sign number 3 is fascinating and deeply subconscious. The chameleon effect, or a subtle mirroring of your body language, gestures, speech patterns, or even breathing rate. When she craves connection, she'll start to unconsciously sync with you. Mirroring is a nonverbal way of building rapport and signaling, I am like you, I understand you, we are connected. It's often an automatic behavior triggered by empathy and a desire for affiliation. When someone is highly attuned to you and desires a strong connection, this mirroring becomes more pronounced. If you cross your arms, does she do so a few moments later? If you lean back, does she follow suit? Does she start using some of your unique phrases or laugh at a similar cadence? Does her energy level seem to match yours, getting excited when you're excited, calmer when you're calm? These are often very subtle shifts. This needs to be observed over time and not mistaken for mere coincidence. Look for a pattern of her subtly adopting your mannerisms when she's engaged with you. She's mirroring you, showing a deep subconscious connection. What happens when the desire for closeness becomes more tangible? Sign number 4, the accidental or lingering touch. When a woman is genuinely craving you, there's often an unconscious or sometimes semi-conscious drive to create moments of physical contact, however brief. Physical touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, further strengthening feelings of connection and attraction. When desire is strong, the subconscious mind seeks out these opportunities to bridge the physical gap and test the waters for receptivity. These touches are often disguised as accidental or casual. Her hand might brush yours accidentally when reaching for something. She might lightly touch your arm or shoulder when laughing at your joke, and that touch might linger just a split second longer than necessary. She might find reasons to fix your collar, brush a supposed piece of lint off your jacket, or her knee might happen to rest against yours if sitting close. Look for frequency in that subtle extra moment of contact. Cultural norms and individual comfort levels with touch vary greatly. A single accidental touch means little. A pattern of these, especially if they feel charged or linger, is more significant. Physical cues are powerful, but her craving will also dramatically alter how she communicates with you. Sign number 5 is a behavioral shift, dramatically amplified responsiveness, and prioritization of you and your communication. When she craves you, interacting with you becomes a high priority. This is driven by the dopamine reward system. Interacting with someone we're highly attracted to is rewarding, so we're motivated to seek it out and respond quickly to maintain that pleasurable connection. She's essentially prioritizing the hit of dopamine she gets from engaging with you over less stimulating options. Her replies to your texts, calls, become faster and more enthusiastic. She makes an effort to keep conversations going. She's more likely to say yes to your invitations, even if it means rearranging other, less important things. She might initiate contact more often or find reasons to interact. If she's in a group, she'll be particularly attentive when you speak. Some people are just naturally responsive. Look for a change in her pattern with you specifically, or a level of responsiveness that seems distinctly higher than with others. She's prioritizing you. But what other subtle, almost imperceptible shifts reveal her deep interest? Sign number 6 is incredibly subtle but potent. Noticeable nuances in her vocal tone and pitch when she speaks to you. Her voice can literally change when she's addressing someone she deeply desires. Studies have shown that both men and women often alter their vocal pitch when speaking to someone they find attractive. For women, this can sometimes mean a slightly higher pitch, which is often perceived as more feminine and appealing, or a softer, more intimate tone. These shifts are largely subconscious, driven by hormonal influences and the desire to attract. Listen for a subtle shift when she talks to you compared to others. Does her voice become a bit softer, more melodic, or slightly higher in pitch? Is there a more breathy quality? Does she laugh more readily or with a different timbre when interacting with you? It's about the contrast and the feeling her voice evokes in those moments. This is highly nuanced and can be influenced by many factors. Don't overanalyze. It's most telling when part of a larger constellation of signs and a noticeable deviation from her typical way of speaking. Her voice changes, her body leans in, her eyes linger. But what about those almost electric nervous vibes she gives off? Our final, uncontrollable sign. The spark of nervous excitement, those good jitters that betray her heightened awareness and anticipation around you. This isn't debilitating anxiety, it's the electric charge of strong attraction. Strong attraction triggers the release of adrenaline and norepinephrine, leading to physiological arousal. This can manifest as slight nervousness, increased heart rate, and even a touch of clumsiness or self-consciousness. She wants to make a good impression, and this desire, mixed with the excitement, can produce these charmingly awkward tells. She might fidget more around you, playing with her hair, a necklace, or her fingers. There might be a slight blush when you give her attention or a compliment. She might laugh more easily, perhaps a little more loudly or nervously than usual. She could seem a bit more flustered or self-aware in your presence, but in an endearing, not uncomfortable way. It's the energy of someone who is both excited and slightly on edge because they care what you think. Some people are naturally more anxious or fidgety. Look for these signs to appear specifically or more intensely when she's interacting with you, especially if it's a deviation from her baseline behavior. Now, this is absolutely critical. None of these signs in isolation is definitive proof of anything. Context is everything. A single lingering gaze could mean she's lost in thought. Someone might lean in because they're a close talker. Always look for clusters of these signs, consistent patterns over time, and significant deviations from her baseline behavior. And most importantly, interpreting these signs should never lead to making assumptions, entitled behavior, or crossing boundaries. This knowledge is for understanding and building respectful connections, not for manipulation or misinterpretation. Your direct, respectful communication will always be more valuable than just trying to read signs. So, you observe some of these signs, maybe even a cluster of them. What now? Reciprocate. Genuinely. If you're also interested, show it through your own authentic engagement, warmth, and clear but respectful interest. Create opportunities for connection. Suggest spending time together in a low-pressure way. Communicate respectfully. Don't just rely on signs. As connection builds, open, honest communication is key. Respect her pace and boundaries, always. This knowledge doesn't give you a green light to push. The goal is to use these insights to connect more authentically, not to play games. Understanding the subtle language of attraction can be incredibly insightful, helping you navigate connections with more confidence and clarity. Which of these uncontrollable signs have you noticed most often, either in someone else or perhaps even in yourself when you've been deeply attracted? Or is there a powerful subconscious sign we missed? Share your experiences and insights respectfully in the comments below. Let's create a fascinating discussion. If this video helped you decode the unspoken, please smash that like button. It tells us you want more deep dives like this, and if you know someone who's always trying to figure out if she's into him, please share this video. It could offer them some real clarity. For more fascinating insights into human behavior, attraction psychology, and building genuine, powerful connections, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what's next. Thanks for watching. Go observe, connect, and always, always respect.